What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into Living in Jacksonville. Today we're discussing some of the top neighborhoods in Wilmington, North Carolina. Let's hop into it. What's up, guys? This is Living in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I'm Avery. I'm with American Home Team here at eXp Realty. And as much as we love making these videos for you guys, we would love even more to help you with your real estate needs. So that phone number and email address popping up on your screen, I am the one that responds to all the calls, texts, and emails. And I would love to have a conversation with you regarding your move here to the Jacksonville, Wilmington, Eastern North Carolina region. And if you guys haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you're notified every Tuesday and Thursday that we drop a new video for you. And it truly does help push out the information to more people looking to relocate to Eastern North Carolina on the YouTube platform. And with all of that said, guys, North Carolina is overwhelmingly one of the top places, top inbound destinations for a lot of people relocating. So South Carolina and North Carolina lead the 50 states in inbound destinations. So that means that people are moving here, right? A lot of them. So if you're next, feel free to reach out, but let's get into the video. All right, guys, so moving into it, we're gonna start with probably the best neighborhood in my opinion. And the reason it's the best is because it's gated, it's controlled access, and $1 million properties. It's called Landfall. Landfall is in Wilmington, and it's on 2,200 acres, and it is a master plan community. And what that means is that all of the amenities that you could ask for, so golf courses, community pool, basketball courts, tennis courts, clubhouse, fitness center, you name it, Landfall has it. Landfall will range anywhere from the high 700,000s up to, I mean, there's one right now for 2.9 million that's currently on the market. A couple under contract for 2.2 million. So, you know, it is a high-end neighborhood. Landfall backs up to the Intercoastal Waterway, and on the other side of the Intercoastal Waterway is Wrightsville Beach. So when we talk about coastal living in a master plan community, this is the ultimate resort. It truly is a resort, right? Perfectly manicured, perfectly maintained, golf course, basketball courts, fitness center, community pool, $1 million homes. Sounds like a resort to me. Right outside of the Landfall neighborhood is a shopping center. And the shopping center has very nice stores, and it's very well kept, very well manicured and maintained, and it goes with the Landfall aesthetic. So when you're driving through a neighborhood, a town, a city, and you're like, man, everything is so well kept and it looks sort of all the same, right? That's Landfall. Landfall is probably the most pristine neighborhood that you will find in the area. It just is. You know, a lot of people that live in Wilmington know of Landfall. It's just one of those prestigious neighborhoods that you always got your eye on. You're always kind of watching. And like I said, it is gated and controlled access. So, you know, I couldn't get in there. I'm not a resident and I'm not a visitor trying to sell a home currently. So I couldn't get in today. So I just flew my drone over the gate and got a couple of these clips. But that's how controlled this is. You know, only visitors and residents can get into Landfall. Now, I know what you're all thinking. What is the downside with this neighborhood? Well, as you can imagine, with so many amenities, there are HOA fees, right? Landfall specifically has 26 different HOAs within the COA, right? The COA is sort of the mediator of all of them. And so the COA is about $3,800 a year. Whereas the HOA, it depends on which of the 26 HOAs you're in, is an additional expense. I've seen about 250, I've seen 289. So it depends on the HOA. But that is an added expense every single year, every single month. However, if you're buying a property within landfall, you're not really worried about that. But some people don't like HOAs, and that can be a downside to a lot of people. So neighborhood number 2 is Parkside at Mayfair. Nestled right behind the Mayfair Town Center, this neighborhood is a nostalgic coastal feel. Very big houses. We're looking at anywhere from 2,000 square feet upwards of 3,500 or 4,500 square feet. Price point is in the high 700,000s, upwards of about $1.5 million or so. There is an HOA here. All of the grounds are manicured to perfection, maintained. There's sidewalks and walking paths within the neighborhood, and beautifully plumbed and picked palm trees, and you just feel like you're in a coastal oasis at Parkside at Mayfair. This neighborhood is really close to Wrightsville Beach. Not as close as landfall, but it's a short drive or even bike ride away from Wrightsville Beach. It's located right off of Military Cutoff Road. So if you know where the town center is, which I'll show you on the map here, town center, it's located right behind it, kind of tucked away, and just a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. As I'm kind of flying the drone around and driving through this neighborhood, people are just out in their yard doing work, and everyone's super friendly, waving to me, and that kind of thing. So these houses don't come available very often. There's a total of 106 home sites, and I believe there's a couple lots that are being sold off currently. But most of these homes were built by 2011. So, it is a relatively mature neighborhood as far as the homes go. Certainly not 2023 builds, but they are very well kept, very well maintained. And I think, if you are looking for a coastal oasis that's kind of in the center of town, or like the center of everything, but close to the beach, but outside of everything too, you kind of have you can get your cake and eat it too in this neighborhood. I really like Parkside at Mayfair just for the feeling of it alone, how coastal it actually feels. With that said, the downside to Parkside at Mayfair is that the houses are pretty close together. So you don't get a lot of yard with these houses. You don't get a lot of privacy with these houses outside of your big old house, right? So you might have a 3,500 square foot house, but the houses are packed in there pretty tightly. So if you don't like your neighbors that much, or you just want to stay to yourself and go outside in your underwear and not worry about your neighbors, this neighborhood's not going to be for you. But if you are friendly to your neighbors and you don't really want the maintenance of a yard, this is definitely going to be an awesome choice for you. And neighborhood number 3 is Porter's Crossing. This is in the Porter's Neck area of Wilmington, just outside of like Wilmington city limits. It is a very nice residential community. Also has an HOA with some amenities like a playground, community pool, clubhouse, that kind of thing. The common grounds are perfectly maintained by the HOA. HOA is about $2,000 a year, so a little lower than the other ones. But homes range anywhere from the high 300,000s to the high 500,000s or so. I haven't seen one yet that broke 600,000, but there are some in the high 500s. You know, a lot of these are built in the mid 2000s, so we're looking at like 2010 to about 2020. They are a whole bunch of brick ranches and craftsman style ranches and Cape Cods, that kind of thing. The downside that I would say with this neighborhood, two things actually, is that a lot of the houses look the exact same. A lot, like, you can only do so many brick ranches different and kind of get away with it, right? Brick ranches all look the same. The craftsman style homes look the same as the other craftsman style homes, but there's a lot less of them than the brick style ranches. So you guys can see some of that through this footage here. But, you know, it's still a very nice neighborhood. There's one on the market right now. It's actually pending under contract at $480,000. So, you know, it's right there in the affordable neighborhood scale without getting into those $1 million properties. It is accessible to the Intercoastal Waterway, a little bit further than the other two neighborhoods, but it does have access to the Intercoastal Waterway. You just have to drive a little bit. There's no boat slips or anything like that. But you kind of get this like country feel here at Porter's Crossing. Mature trees, mature landscaping, that kind of thing. And when you drive outside of the neighborhood, I think it's called Porter's Neck Road. Yeah, there's a lot of trees, Spanish moss, very southern feeling. Beautiful neighborhood, but it does make you feel like you're in the woods, which reminds me of back in New York State without the Spanish moss, but reminds me of back in New York State where there's just so many trees and so much greenery, right? That's what this neighborhood feels like. So if you're looking for a family-friendly neighborhood that has a lot more trees and feels a little bit more country-esque, this is going to be a neighborhood for you. One of the other downsides is that you do have to drive a little bit to get to your grocery stores. We're not talking any more than 12 to 15 minutes, but the other two neighborhoods, you could literally walk outside of your neighborhood and be at a store and go grocery shopping. You can't do that here. You do have to drive 10 to 15 minutes to get to a store or to get what you want. However, it is still relatively close to have sort of that peace and seclusion outside of the city limits and where everything is not so close to each other, and you get a lot of that greenery. So this is definitely another great neighborhood to put on your watch list. All right, guys, and that wraps it up for this video. Those were the 3 neighborhoods to start the series. I'm going to be doing many more videos, and we're going to be diving into all price points. I want to give you guys a good selection because some of you are looking at beach properties in the, $5-6 million range. Some of you are looking at the $1 million range. Some of you are looking at $300,000. So every single price point, I want to give you a neighborhood that you want to consider that a lot of the locals love. So hope you guys learned something from this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And until the next video, guys, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be reminded of the next video. But we'll see you later. Bye.